Alright, what's up, you guys? I'm here with the Survivor Series 2011 pay-per-view review. And this one was kind of divisive at the time. You know, a lot of people either really liked the main event, because let's be honest, this main event is more of an attraction than a quality match. And a lot of people, including me, really just thought it would have been better just to keep Cena and The Rock out of in-ring action until WrestleMania 28. I think it kind of means more if you keep them kind of separated from in-ring work. You know, still have them do promos and all that, but just not in competition. That's kind of where I was at with it. And let's be honest, The Miz and R-Truth were just very much a thrown-together tag team. But the opening match, we had John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler. This was a great opener. This is what an opening match should always feel like. It's a good way to get the crowd going, and it really sets the tone for the rest of the night. And, you know, there's nothing worse than having just a stinker of an opening match. It's like Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, WrestleMania 28. That's your opening match right there. A big, giant, heaping disappointment. But this, very good. We have Dolph Ziggler retaining the title. And, of course, you know, this was back when Vicky Guerrero was with her little Zigglypuff, as she called him. And, you know, another big match we had on here was Team Randy Orton versus Team Barrett. You know, Wade Barrett was kind of getting not really a second chance, but kind of a renewed push after the burial of Nexus in 2010. And, of course, you had the Core, which was the all-time greatest wrestling stable. So after recovering from the Core and the Nexus burial, there's really not much you can do after that to save yourself. But, you know, they definitely tried a few times with Wade Barrett. I've always thought he was a wasted talent. Like, he legitimately could have been something big. And, of course, Vince McMahon got his hands on him. But, you know, this is a very good Survivor Series elimination match. You know, looking at a lot of the talent in there, yeah, you really wouldn't expect it to be anything different. So, very good elimination match. And, you know, this is kind of a small card, but a lot of the matches really did have meaning to it. So it's really nothing to complain about there. And then we also had Mark Henry versus The Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. Does anyone actually care? I mean, no offense to The Big Show. I know I shit on Big Show a lot, okay? That's not his fault, though. I just always thought he was a very boring character. I think Mark Henry was a legitimate World Heavyweight Champion, or at least could have been. And, you know, he's what you think of when you think of a dominant competitor. It's just more of how they use them. You know, he's the world's strongest man. And he has good in-ring work, and he can pull off a very good promo. And, you know, him and Big Show, you know, they had the vengeance angle where the ring broke. How do you top that? It's one of those things where when you see that, what do you do next? You know, they advertise this as, oh, they're reinforcing the ring. You know, they actually showed them reinforcing the ring and everything so the ring can't break. We all knew the ring wasn't going to break again. This was halfway through the show. Obviously, it's not going to break. So, it's just like this match really just couldn't top or follow their vengeance match. And this just kind of turned out to be kind of a nothing match in a lot of ways. Then we have Alberto Del Rio versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. This was a very good match. I really enjoyed this. I was always a fan of Alberto Del Rio. You know, I always thought he could be something really big. I just kind of felt like they rushed him a little bit with the 40-man Rumble, and then you just have him lose to Edge in the opening match of WrestleMania 27. So, I don't know. I just think they really handled his early work wrong. For him, I think a slow build would have worked out really well. Have him be a good mid-card champion, have him work his way up the ladder, and be a legitimate champion. Because Del Rio could work. He really could. He had a lot of talent. And it's a damn shame that he's really kind of unheard of at this point. Like, off the top of my head, I really couldn't tell you where he's at right now. I know he was with Impact for a little while. That's about it, though. So, yeah, it's a damn shame because he did have talent, like I said. And this match was really good. And you had CM Punk winning the title after kind of the summer of Punk and being buried by Triple H. At least he won the WWE title. And you really had a champion who was popular. The crowd was going nuts. This was a great crowd, by the way, too. They were chanting Colt Cabana. They were chanting for Punk. They were all over the place in a good way. And, they were really into this match. And like I said, to me, this was match of the night for sure. And then you had the really cool crowning moment where CM Punk had the title. He jumped into the crowd, celebrated. And, it's a very feel-good moment in the best way possible. And then we have your main event, which was John Cena and The Rock versus R-Truth and The Miz. And this was advertised as never before, never again. Who cares? I just did not care about this tag team match. And, we were obviously the 1 year build-up, John Cena and The Rock, which I appreciated the 1 year build-up. And this was a match I was looking forward to. I think John Cena should have went over at WrestleMania 28, but that's besides the fact. But, The Rock and Cena, this was a money match. This is one of the biggest matches, since, Battle of the Billionaires from a financial level, and a bigger attraction match than, we had in probably a decade since The Rock and Hogan at WrestleMania 18. So this was huge. A huge build-up. You had the whole year, which was very well done. But this is the one thing I didn't like about the build-up to WrestleMania 28's main event. I just did not like this match. I really just felt like it kind of took away from seeing them in the ring together for the first time from a competitive level. Some people might disagree with me. Some people might agree with me. I just think this was just kind of a mistake. And the crowd was pretty into it. I understand if it's one of those things where maybe The Rock wants to get in the ring quick before WrestleMania, get a feel for the ropes and everything. But he can do that on his own anyway. I don't really think many people were really into this. The crowd was, but not as much as the WWE title match. And when The Rock has his first in-ring match in, 7 years? I think it was, it would have been 7 years, 2004, WrestleMania 20 was his last match before this. So I just think maybe it took away because The Rock didn't have his first match back in this big money match at WrestleMania 28. It kind of got me less excited because I'm like, well, he had his first match back now. But, yeah, the match itself, it's okay. It's kind of your basic tag team match. Obviously, you have the big triumph for John Cena and The Rock, and then you just have this, kind of fallout at the end to continue the build. But still a very good Survivor Series. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give this show, it a B+. This was really good. You had a great elimination match, great opening match, great world title match, and then, a decent main event, which was more of an attraction than a match. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.